How you doing?
Oh, good.
Go ahead and go by. I'm going to go into the park.
What's that?
I'm going to go into the park.
Nobody's gonna stay after 2 unless, so. But yeah, I always encourage people to come out and check out demonstrations because it is when they're going great. It's a beautiful thing to see it function. Bob,
Hey, how you
cut your
doing?
hair.
Yep.
How you doing, man?
All right, how you doing?
Doing well. It's been a little while.
Yep. So what do you guys got any suspects on that?
Yeah. Yeah, right. About 200. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of curious because we've been going back and forth for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you standing at this point?
On
Not on like on the relationship, on the, because this is your jam, man. Police citizenry interaction. I would hope that you could see that we are trying really hard. We're trying.
Yeah, but the problem is, like in Minnesota, or not Minnesota, Minnesota, where that dude was killed and the officer stood by. That really hurts.
Yeah. It is so disgraceful.
Mm-hmm.
And it dishonors the profession.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get no argument from me, man. No. It is an absolute disgrace to a thing that I take seriously.
And there's a lot of cops out there that take the uniform seriously, and I actually like those. What I don't like is the ones that use their authority and abuse their authority.
Don't we all feel that way?
Yeah.
Isn't that all cops are bastards thing just designed to blur that distinction?
Can we change it to scab?
Yeah,
some cops are bastards.
I was going to start that very thing.
Some cops are
bastards. Change it to scab.
Yeah.
I swear I was going to start that.
Yeah, nice.
but the argument is that if you have a cop that sees another cop breaking the law and doesn't arrest them on the spot, mm-hmm. then you're just as guilty as the officer who did the crime.
You are essentially correct, but mm-hmm. there's gray in the middle, but like the gray is kind of pointless to really guiding. It's whatever, mm-hmm. It's minutia, but you are essentially correct.
Mm-hmm.
But we all agree on this. That's the crazy thing. Is I've talked to numerous cops since this happened. I have yet to hear one defend what took place.
Yeah.
Oh, most of them across the country condemn it. I mean, it's not cool. I personally don't like how fast they were actually being tried, because the attorney general over there sat there and said, "Well, we're charging the three others, mm-hmm. but they're going to be hard to convict." Okay, which tells me I don't have a case, but I'm filing it just because the public wants me to file. Mm-hmm. And what happens is if it goes to trial and there's no case and they're found not guilty, then you can't bring it up later on.
That is a very astute point you just made. That's why they don't want to undercharge, because that's going to piss everyone off. Yeah. But they also don't want to overcharge, because if they can't prove it, they don't get anything.
Right.
And that is a very astute point you have just made, Bob.
But yeah, I mean that's no, I look at it this way. If the officers out there doing their job and stuff, I don't have a problem. In fact, I have friends that are officers.
Yeah.
But it's the bad officers, the bad apples, which gets me going. I'd love it if all the officers were, recognized and followed the Constitution.
Yes.
But there's a lot of officers out there that, hey, this is my badge, this is my authority, and I'm going to do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
One of our cop watchers was stopped 7 times in 2 days for the license plates being expired during COVID.
Oh, right, because
Yeah, and he wrote her a ticket for expired tags, and later on when he pulled her over again, right, she was going up the street trying to figure out where she's going to stop, and he said pull over, so she pulled over. And when he couldn't, when she sat there and said, well, here's my ticket that you just wrote, he went and wrote her a parking ticket for illegal parking.
Yeah.
But no, the way I look at it is, it just depends on the officers.
Yeah.
I frown more upon federal officers, believe it or not.
Oh, come on.
Because, not because you're federal officers, but because of the simple fact that it's hard to get any officer that sees a law violation is supposed to do something about it. So if you went to New York, you'd be expected to enforce New York laws.
Not quite, because there are places where our jurisdiction overlaps, but federal jurisdiction doesn't supersede local jurisdictions. So it's like where that gray area is, and lawyers have to get it all figured out.
Yeah.
And there are times which we can. So basically, we have the authority to act in any crime of violence that we see. However, if somebody goes and blows a light, it's out of my jurisdiction. It's not a crime of violence, and that's not a law that I can enforce.
But if someone's sitting over there in the federal park smoking a joint, you can go enforce that.
I don't, because it's Oregon.
Yeah, and
come on.
But yeah, that's what so even though something's legal in one state,
so what we've done in Oregon is that we've essentially, on federal property, we've pretty much decided that this is recognized as legal in the state. And so there's really no point in hemming people up for it. On a federal level, it's more looked like a technicality. That's something that's been worked through with the United States attorneys and such, and also, I mean, quite honestly, it's kind of a waste of our time.
Yeah, I agree with you. Joint is not is a big waste of time. I know a lady that was over there in the park. They actually hemmed her up for smoking a joint.
Yeah. Do you ever think we'd agree on so much?
No, we could.
I know we we're both looking after the Constitution in our own different ways.
Yep. But yeah, that's what my that's what my take is. Also, like the DEA, all they deal with is drugs. Under the law, they can't enforce anything else.
I'm not entirely sure. I can't speak to that because I don't know the specifics of their agency.
Right, and they just said that on the news too last night, that the president has signed an order saying that they can now deal with protesters.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, okay. So right now, I don't know what is public information and what is not public information. So rather than me trying to tread into those waters, I'm just not going to talk about that because that's like brand new stuff. And so I if I knew what was public, what wasn't, and
Yeah.
then I would totally talk to you about it.
Yeah. Also, is this a federal park or state?
This one's city.
Okay, because I noticed you're here and I noticed the gas right there. That's why I was asking.
No, it's an air tank.
Oh, air tank?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's for the launchers. It's just pressurized air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So are you guys expecting the protesters back down here tonight?
I don't see why not.
You don't see why
I mean,
not.
we're on 7 days strong, so
Yeah.
like I see a recurring pattern.
Yeah. It's just
This guy came up here. Do you mind if I talk to him first?
sure.
What's up, man?
Yeah, first I had a question, and something I wanted to speak to you in private once you're done with these guys. My question
I'll
was,
step back.
did you guys authorize use of the program?
I'm DHS. We don't have them. And then you want to?
Yeah. Are we done?
Yeah. Later, Bob.
All right. There's a records section that got burned. So all those windows were broken out in the federal courthouse. A lot of graffiti. The cops said there was 200 suspects. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing today? All right. Huh. South side. Mm-hmm. Actually. Oh, got a U.S. Marshal sitting there. So is the courthouse closed now? So if I wanted to get documents, I couldn't get documents in there?
That's good.
Huh?
That's good.
Oh, okay.
Try to get them online. I don't know. Maybe.
Right. So the court clerk's office is closed, so you can't get documents.